What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes beginners make when they start wholesale real estate. See, I've been in wholesale real estate since 2018. I got my first deal in 30 days and it was for more than $30,000. And the one thing that I did is I had ignorance on fire. And what that means is I just went in head first. I watched the video and I said, I want to do this. I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't care what I had to do. It didn't matter to me. I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. So I just went crazy. And I'm sure I made a ton of mistakes in the beginning. I probably said the wrong things. I probably did the wrong things. I didn't know all the ins and outs. I didn't know a lot, right? It was 30 days until my first deal. But I found out later that the top 3 mistakes that most beginners make is that they don't do enough research, right? They don't do enough research. Research is the biggest part in this whole thing because you have to do the market research. You have to know what's going on, what markets are hot, what markets are cold, where people are buying, what are the numbers. You have to know your numbers. So research is the biggest and number one most misstep that beginners make when they're starting their journey. Number 2, right? No quality leads. You're not getting enough quality leads. You probably watched the video somewhere and it said buy leads and skip trace and do all these different things and you're just doing what you think is right, but the quality of your leads might be poor, which is causing frustration because you think you're doing something wrong and it may not be the case. It just may be that their leads are just not of good quality, right? Being afraid, right? That's the third one. The third step is always the one that trips people up, right? Being afraid. You probably watched every YouTube video. You probably went down the rabbit hole trying to figure out if you're doing it right, if you're doing it wrong. You're probably in your head. You're probably doing all these different things thinking that there's something else. There's something more, right? There's something that you just don't know. You're being afraid, right? Sometimes you just have to jump in, you have to do the thing, and then you'll figure it out along the way, right? Some people say you have to jump off the plane and then just pray that the parachute appears. That's kind of the concept that you're thinking of is get in the field, start doing the work. You're gonna figure out, okay, this is right, this is wrong, or maybe I didn't do it this way, or maybe next time I'll do it this way, or you'll bump your head, but you'll figure it out along the way. So number 3, the biggest mistake is being afraid. The good thing for you is today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to overcome all 3 of these things so that you can start your next journey and you can get into wholesale real estate and hit the ground running. Look guys, if you're watching this video, I want you to know that I offer a boot camp. It's $497. It's a full comprehensive boot camp. It's from beginning to end. I literally take you from the process from start all the way to the closing table. And the guarantee that you get inside of my community is I stay with you until you close your first deal. If that's something that you're interested in, click the link in the description below. Go ahead and get started. I'll see you on the inside. But in the meantime, in between time, let's get into it. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to use is propstream.com. Now, typically PropStream is $97, but today if you click the link in the description, you're going to get it for free for 7 days. After that, I guarantee you will be in love. This application is a life changer because it shows you so much information, okay? So the first thing we want to do, let's say we're going to put in a city, state, or a zip code. Today, we're going to use Jacksonville, Florida. Right up here, you're going to have something called a filter. In here, they have pre-made filters for you, or you can come down and build them out yourself, okay? Let's say you just want to focus on liens, or you want to focus on bankruptcies or divorce or auctions. You can go here and then quick build a filter, or you can kind of make your own filter, okay? So today I'm just gonna show you how to make a quick filter for yourself. All right, we're gonna go residential. I wanna go single family. I don't want commercial. I just like single family. I like it to be owned by a person, not a corporation. So we can go here and we'll keep it on residential. Beds and bath for me don't really matter right now. Any of this stuff, pools, attics, garage, you can do all of those things. If you want to talk about the overall property condition, you can do that. These are all like smart filters. Foreclosures, do we want it on the market? I don't want it on the market at all. So you can come down, pre-foreclosures. If you want that, you can. Owner information. Any owner, I don't want any owner. I want it to be vacant. I want it to be included. And let's see, owner occupied, exclude, years of ownership. I like to do the years of ownership, minimum 5 and max, let's say 20, okay? As you can see, this number is dropping drastically as we start to do things. Number of properties owned, last include, family, tax exempt, liens. Let's go include some liens and let's do a tax lien. I like to do that. So as you can see, there's no properties with that. So if I take this off, I go back to 897, but if I include it, it drops down, okay, to 36 properties. So if I just keep the liens on, I'm going to do that so we can just go off 36. Now, guys, you can build these lists crazy. You can put all types of things in there, and this is where the research really happens. And you can just build so many different types of lists, especially with your 7-day free trial. You can go in here and build 20, 30, 40, 50 different types of lists and just stacking them up and really building your data out, okay? So let's go to view property. So as you can see right here, 36 based off of the filter that we have created, 36 properties. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this property up and you're gonna see the equity, you're gonna see the mortgage, the value, you're gonna see the beds, the bath, you're gonna look at everything here. None of this stuff is private information. It's all public data, so don't worry about, doing anything illegal. You can see the mailing address, you can see the owner, the lien information, right? There's a lien amount of $604, which is not a lot. I've seen higher. They have abatement charges, which means the grass is just overgrown really bad. There's another one here. This like the same one because the numbers are the same. So 604, they have one here that was in 2018 as well in July for $1,500. So they have about $2,000 in liens, which is good. So if you're not paying your liens, it's going to add up and you can't sell this property until you pay this amount. So you see it's $2,100 in liens. Right now, the monthly rent is $1,170. It was on the MLS in 2015 for 38. So it was the average in the area is on the market for 70 days. Okay. It's going to show you MLS details. So they tried to sell it in 2023. It failed. It was on the market for 3 days. Let's see, comparable properties in the area. You're going to see what has sold in the area, what's working, what's not working, what are things selling for, demographics of the property, tax information. It's going to tell you if the owner owns any other properties. As you can see, they own 6 other properties. So maybe this one is getting away from them. Maybe they're not interested anymore. Maybe they are. We don't know, but we know they own 6 properties. All right. So let's open this property up and let's go look at it. So all you do is click on it here and you're going to be able to kind of scroll through pictures and you can kind of see where the property is at. You can see it has this old carpet. This looks like maybe the garage. The kitchen is definitely outdated. Bathroom is outdated. Let's see. Floors look crazy. So this property definitely needs some work. So the owner just may not be interested in fixing it or doing whatever it takes to get the property up and running, which is totally fine, which is great for us. Okay. So the 2 things that we know right now is that the property is distressed, that they do have liens, and we know the owner's information is right here. It's Darren Gardner. We know it's Mr. Darren Gardner, and he has a different mailing address than the property address, meaning that he's living here, but this is a property that he owns. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this address from Mr. Gardner, this 9132 Jennifer Boulevard, and we're going to go skip trace him, okay? We're going to go skip trace him and try to find him. So we're going to use a site called True People Search, okay? You're going to take the address, take it in here, and we're going to look for Mr. Gardner. Since we know his name, we can go find him easier, right? We have Jalen Gardner, Darren Gardner, and we go back and look at it. Darren Gardner is the name. So what we would do is we would come back out here to Mr. Darren Gardner. Again, public information, nothing to hide, nothing to keep a secret. So we can look at his phone number right here. Mr. Darren Gardner, what I would do was I'd pick up the phone and I would give him a call and ask him about his property at 5427 Butchney Drive in Jacksonville, Florida. I would have a conversation with him, find out what he has going on, see if he's interested in selling, see where the property is, see what the condition is. Is he selling? Is he not selling? What is he doing? Rehab of the property? What is going on with this property? Guys, but the research, it starts in PropStream, okay? You can use whatever services you want to use, but you have to take the time to really work these things down. We started with our list. We have a ton of different ways to create a list, a ton of different ways to stack lists and just get creative and truly create that list the way that you want it to. Again, I like to knock them down to at least like 50, and then I work a 50 list, and then I work 100 at a time instead of keeping this list at 2 or 3,000. That becomes overwhelming. So we'll keep it here. And then once you get that, you just click through these properties and you just read them. Start from the top, work your way down, get all the information. This is where you're going to build your confidence. So when you pick up that phone to call Mr. Gardner, your confidence is going to come in because you've done the research, you've done the work, right? You're going to start to get quality leads for these sellers because you're doing the work. We already know that this property is distressed. We know that there's issues with this home, that it needs to be updated. It's completely outdated right now, so we already know that. So when I pick up the phone and I find Mr. Gardner's phone number, I have no problem speaking with confidence because I know exactly what's happening on his property. All I need to know is he's looking to sell or is he looking to, rent, whatever the case may be. We need to get that information from him. And a lot of times we don't do that because we haven't done the proper research, guys. So again, research, quality leads, and then confidence. Those are going to be the big three that you're going to need to be successful in this business. I hope that this helps, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.